Before we get into it, as you know how we do on this channel, I want to give a quick shout out to the members whose lovely names are right here. If you join the channel, join the Bronco Buddies here. Basically, you get access to exclusive content, access to early content, this special shout out here, and for the next few weeks, if you join the channel and send me an email with your address, you will get a coveted spot on the holiday letter mailing list, meaning that I type out a letter to you personally and say, hey, happy holidays, amongst other things as well. But anyway, so if you want that, if you want to support me, join the channel. If not, that's totally fine. Just subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoy it. Any support helps, definitely appreciate that. Let's get into the video. So we actually have news today. I'm actually kind of stoked about this. I want to start off with some sales that are happening out there. KC Tool, which is a company on the internet that I get some tools from time to time. They have the Wera screwdriver set that I use on a regular basis. That is on sale. They have a bunch of their other tools are on sale right now. I don't know if it's like a preemptive Black Friday sale or just like a get it before the holiday sale, but I would definitely check them out. I'll put the link down below if you want to see what they have. And yeah, they've got really good stuff. The Wera screwdriver set, typically about $32, I think it was. Now it's like $27, so that's a pretty good deal. It's like $5 off. And I think it's like free shipping on orders over $35 or something like that. So maybe not, but regardless, check it out if you need some tools. It's always good to have, even if you don't want to be repairing cameras. You never know. It's just good to have tools on hand. So there's that. Second thing, Brooklyn Film Camera, a company I talk about sometimes. They have a calendar pre-sale going on now for 2025. I believe it's like a bunch of Polaroid pictures, one for every day of the year, something like that. I'll put the link down below. You can check it out if you want. If you need a calendar, maybe consider buying from them or don't. Completely up to you. Some people like those like one a day calendars. I'm not a big fan. I like the ones where you can see all of the days for the month and you can like write things down, and that visual I think really helps me personally. To each their own. Sometimes you get those little like calendars where it's like one a day and it's like a comic strip. It's kind of fun. I think the Polaroid thing's kind of the same thing except a Polaroid, but you know, your mileage may vary on that. It's a thing. You can check it out if you would like. That leads us into the next item that might apply to you or might not. If you have a Hasselblad 500cm, good news. Reflx Labs has a new product for you. New as in a couple weeks ago, but hey, listen, it's a instant film back. You can pop on it. And what's interesting about this is that it doesn't shoot the pull apart Polaroid film like a lot of instant backs onto medium format cameras do. It shoots Instax film, Fuji Instax, which is much more accessible, much more affordable, and better quality. I know it's a smaller thing, but it's fresh, it's new, so that's great. Easier to use as well because you just have to like take the picture and you're good to go. But those are on sale now, so if for whatever reason you really enjoy the experience of shooting a Hasselblad 500cm, but you're like, man, I really wish I could get my results right now and not have to wait to get the film developed or whatever, there you go, that's out there. Also, Fuji, as you may know, about a year ago, reinvested like 300 million into their Instax lineup. So they're sticking around for a while, which is great. Love to see that. We have big news for me, for the channel, all that stuff. As some of you may know, I have a second channel, which I will link up here. It is the Best Show channel, something I kind of dedicate to more of the challenge videos, more of like the travel photography related videos, just more kind of narrative stuff. I put it on a different channel, so it's separate from this. I definitely recommend you check it out if you haven't yet. There's some good stuff on there, including 2 new videos that I put up. One on Friday, which is a video of me and my buddy Jon Jon, who you know I've talked about many times on this channel. He has a YouTube channel, which I recommend you check out, subscribe to, all that stuff. We went out, shot some point and shoots, and the results were pretty okay. The next video is one that I posted today, actually, and it is with my buddy Taylor, who also has a YouTube channel. He just launched with a video on it, so check him out. Go show him some support, some love in that. And we are out shooting from the hip, basically. So I got the Voigtlander Bessa L, he had a Leica M6, And the whole concept was to go out to the coast and shoot on the beach from the hip, not looking down the viewfinder. For him, with the Bessa L, I'm kind of limited to shooting from the hip, but the results again are pretty okay. He's a much better photographer than I am. I think that shows, but it was a lot of fun, and I think the video is also fairly fun. So check that out if you would be so kind. Like it, subscribe to the second channel, check out Taylor, check out Jon Jon, go give them some love, and yeah, keep it moving. The next item I have to talk about is a survey that's out from Ilford. It's Ilford Survey. They've done this for like a few years now, and from what I can tell, it's basically just compiling information from film users. I think it's the only real survey that's out there for film photographers. Worth checking out. They want to hear from you. I think that's cool. There's a question at the end where it's like, what do you want to see out of the thing or whatever? That's kind of nice. You can, share your opinion. It might not lead to anything, but it also might lead to something. It's comforting to know that someone out there wants to hear your opinion, wanted to hear my opinion. So definitely recommend you check out that survey. I think that last year they had over 7,000 entries or something. Like, they had like a lot of entries, 7,000 or 8,000, I believe. And this year they're hoping to get over 10,000. My videos here do roughly 1,000 views. So if everyone on here who shoots film wants to check out that survey, fill in some information, hope them get over that finish line, that'd be great. There's a portion at the end where it's like, where do you like learning stuff from? And it better include my channel, because, just kidding, you don't have to. You don't have to. It'd be nice, but you don't have to. Anyway, moving on to the final news item here. And this one isn't so much a news thing as is, again, just I found a video on the internet that I thought was interesting. And it was a gentleman down in New Zealand. I believe his name on YouTube, I'll link his channel, is Areel guy. In the video, he's talking about a Canon AT1 that he bought from a guy in New Zealand who machined a large format shutter onto the camera, basically making this AT1 into a panoramic camera. Fascinating stuff. And I've been giving it a good ponder. I think, for one, that's definitely something I'm gonna do, because that's hilarious and super cool. But for two, that is, in my mind, if we're talking about like the future of film photography, and I spoke about this kind of last week a little bit when I was like, I don't really want to talk about the new wide lux that's coming out, because ooh, new camera, like just what are we doing here? But this, to me, and then also to an extent what someone like Reflx Labs is doing, where it's like taking these elements that kind of exist and creating new stuff out of it, okay? Repopulating the community in some way. That's something that I really appreciate, that I can really get behind, because I do repair quite a bit of cameras, and part of that is trying to bring things back, bring cameras back into the environment. And like, I do think it's helpful to have new cameras brought in, like the Pentax 17, the Rollei 35 AF, and whatever else is coming out. Even though they might not be my cup of tea, it's again just repopulating that landscape. But something like this, where it's just a guy messing around, slapping stuff on and just seeing what happens, that's fantastic. So I definitely think that there's an avenue for exploration and for innovation in that field, and that's something that I would like to look into moving forward. So we will see about that. But I definitely recommend you check out Areel guy. His video is pretty good. He made 2 of them. The first one, a lot of people were complaining about the music. It didn't bother me too much, but I feel like I've got a pretty high tolerance for music. I listen to Death's Dynamic Shroud, and a lot of people find that grating. I think it's great, but that's beside the point. Second video has much more soothing tunes, really nice video, well put together. So go give that some love. Check out his channel as well. He has some other really good information there, and I'm excited to see what else he does with that camera and with that system. To get to the camera itself, it's an AT1 with the shutter removed and with portions of the film gate removed to widen it, and then a large format leaf shutter put onto it. And then there's a viewfinder on top, because if you're removing the shutter and the mirror box, you're not going to have the mirror, so it is no longer an SLR system. Now it is just a zone focusing thing, but I don't even think you can really focus it because it's a fixed focal length. Anyway, it's very compelling, but you mitigate the need of the cloth shutter by having a leaf shutter. There's going to be some complications that are involved in that. My biggest questions when I was looking at it was the frame spacing, like how is that determined? And you might have covered in the video. I kind of breezed through it a little bit and then started pondering things. Frame spacing, and then just the general machining that was done into it, because I do want to replicate it, because I just think that would be hilariously fun. At the end of his segment, he was talking about his Canon F1 that he hopes to do kind of a similar thing to, creating a panoramic version. And he has the F1 extended mag, basically. What the F1 had is an attachment which replaces the back, and it has the giant rolls on either side. So you could put larger film spools in. I believe you could fit like 100-foot spools of 35mm into there and then shoot it all the way through. That was meant to be paired with a motor winding system. So you're a professional, you can like shoot so many images in such quick succession and not have to worry about reloading film every few seconds, every few minutes or so on. So that would be a really interesting project. And again, I recommend you check him out to see updates on that as it comes out, but I think that's really cool. Definitely not really my wheelhouse, but hey, it is what it is. But that's it for today's news. There was, like I said, quite a bit of stuff to talk about, nothing like too consequential, but just some interesting things. The big takeaways, check out the second channel for other videos. I've got some good stuff on there. I've got some great stuff hopefully coming out before the end of the year. Next week, I hope to have some more website news to deliver, because every day I'm reminded that I'm not a web designer, and I've been beating my head up against the wall for way too long about that, but I'm hoping to get something off the ground there. We'll kind of just keep the ball rolling. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel. Check out videos from last week, primarily the Zorky 10 review. I was pretty proud of how that came out, and I have some other videos in the future this week that I think will be very nice, including another Pentax ME Super repair video, because I don't have enough of those. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it as always, and catch you on the next one.